Greetings and salutations, world. I am the Bearded Con Man, and welcome back to another edition of What's in the Box. On today's episode, I have something that is really exciting. Unfortunately, full disclosure, I have already opened this box, and this is actually take 2 of this particular episode. I filmed an entire segment on what is in this particular box that I have, but unfortunately, I lost all of the footage. So this is take 2, and unfortunately, that means that you won't be able to get that same surprise and excitement that I normally have when I first open a box. Now, I'm not saying that to minimize the excitement that I do have for this box, because what I have today is something that has become one of my most prized possessions, and you're gonna see why in just a few minutes. So let's see what's in the box today. All right. So to give you guys some background on this particular box, KRS Comics was actually holding a sweepstakes not too long ago to win a CGC graded and signed comic of Marvel Champions issue number 1 in the variant that was done exclusively by Tyler Kirkham. Now, there were 3 different versions that you could win. The first prize being a remarked copy of the Marvel Champions number 1, which actually, if you're not familiar with that term, remarked means the artist actually will draw some type of character or a little design on the actual comic itself, like a little additional piece of artwork, and then they will sign along with that. So it just creates a little bit more of an individuality and exclusivity to that particular comic, and it just skyrockets the value of it as well. So the first prize was a remarked and signed Marvel Champions number 1, variant done exclusively by Tyler Kirkham for KRS Comics, and it would be a 9.8 CGC graded comic. Now, if you're not familiar with CGC, what that is it's a group of, well, it's an organization that takes comics and inspects the value of them. Think of it like a good analogy would be, think of a 1957 Chevy Bel Air, and you're taking it into a group of experts to analyze its current condition, ranging anywhere from excellent to like brand new to very poor, might as well send it to the junk heap. That's pretty much what a CGC graded is. It has anything from a 10, which means it's absolutely perfect. There's no bends, there's no any type of flaws to the comic itself, all the way to a 0, which means that it's just destroyed beyond belief. So a 9.8 CGC graded comic is probably the highest you can get. There is such a thing as a full 10, but just like anything else, it's beyond rare. It's like the unicorn. So 9.8 signed and or remarked comic by an artist is an incredible win. So I knew that I had to enter that contest, and I won. I'm blown away that I actually won, because if you know me, I never win anything, let alone something that I actually want. So it was very surreal to me. So I've been in touch with the people from KRS Comics since I won. I actually won 2nd place, which means I got a signed copy of Marvel Champions number 1. First place, congratulations to you. That was a huge win. If I remember correctly, Tyler did a Spider-Man remark on it, so that is pretty awesome. So I've been in constant contact with the people from KRS Comics since I won 2nd place. And something they told me right before they were sending me the comic, because it took a little while, honestly, because whenever you get something CGC graded that's signed, it takes longer for them to actually grade the comic itself. And it makes sense, because you have to press into the comic to actually sign it. So they have to really thoroughly analyze it to make sure they give it the proper grade. And also authenticate that it's actually the signature of the artist, make sure that it's real and it's not a forgery. So when it was finally done, I got a message from the people at KRS Comics saying, hey, we got the comic back, however, no matter what we did to it to improve its quality, You can do things where it's like pressing. Think of it like dry cleaning for comics, and it proves, you know, like gets out the wrinkles and all that sort of thing. They said they tried pressing it. They did everything they could, but they could not get the comic to be graded above a 9.6. And I said, hey, you know, I'm just excited that I'm winning a comic that's that high of a grade and is signed by one of my absolute favorite artists in the comic book world. I'm like, that's totally fine. But here's the thing, when they sent me that message, I was actually at work and I did not see it until after I got off work. Between the time that they sent that first message and the time I got out of work, they sent me another message, which I'm paraphrasing, but it pretty much said, tell you what, we are not happy with it being a 9.6. That's not what we promised you. So how about we send you a 9.8 signed Tyler Kirkham #1 of a different comic instead. Again, this was while I was at work, so I wasn't able to respond. Between the first and second message, there was a third message, which said, and I kid you not, tell you what, I'll just send you both. And that is what I have today. So first up is what I was promised in all of its epic glory. A 9.6 CGC graded Marvel Champions #1 signed by Tyler Kirkham. And let me take it out of the plastic so you can see it a little bit better. The lighting in here, I do, excuse me if there is a glare. I'll put it on a tilt and that should get rid of it. But check that out. I love the artwork itself. It's actually a tribute to a previous comic. If I remember correctly, it's Uncanny X-Men. I can't remember the exact number. But we have the totally awesome Hulk, Miles Morales Spider-Man, and Kamala Khan Miss Marvel. And it's their team. They break off from the Avengers. It was a whole thing, if you're not familiar. So it's pretty much the young heroes of the Marvel Universe breaking off from the Avengers and creating their own team. So that's what this is. But I love the artwork. I'm such a huge fan of Tyler Kirkham. He does an amazing job. I love how he draws Spider-Man, as we've talked about in my previous What's in the Box, where I got the Renew Your Vows comics. This is just beautiful. I'm blown away by it. And again, unfortunately, the surprise is gone of actually holding this for the first time, but it doesn't make it any less awesome. I mean, this is just beautiful. I love the colors. I love the detail. It's just so awesome. And I'm a huge collector of comics, but I've never owned a CGC graded comic before, let alone one that is both CGC graded and signed. So this is just amazing. So thank you guys for that. All right, so as I mentioned to you guys, KRS Comics sent me what I was originally promised, but they said that the grading wasn't high enough. So they sent me a second graded comic that is at the CGC rating of a 9.8, is a #1 issue variant by Tyler Kirkham, and is signed by Tyler Kirkham himself. You guys ready? Let me tell you something. I was blown away by what they sent me because, in my opinion, I rather would have wanted to win this. So the fact that I have 2 CGC graded comics, plus one that I never thought I would be able to get, it's amazing. So here's what I got. It is a 9.8 signed and CGC graded Deadpool Back in Black #1. Look at that beauty. And he signed it right on the tongue. This is just incredible. So, fun fact about me, the symbiote and the symbiote saga is my favorite storyline in Spider-Man. I'm a huge fan of Venom. Just everything about the symbiote and the symbiote saga is my favorite point in Spider-Man's story. So the idea of the symbiote attaching itself to Deadpool, that's just such a cool idea. So this story is, I believe, canon, semi-non-canon. I don't know how it's completely specified, but the idea is that Deadpool got the symbiote before Spider-Man did when he found it on Battleworld, which explains why it's kind of crazy. I thought that was pretty cool. I mean, it was a neat little idea, but they brought him back, and that's why it's called Back in Black. It's the sequel to when Deadpool actually got the symbiote. So this is just beautiful. I'm blown away by the artwork done by it, and I actually own a regular copy of this comic because once it was announced, I knew I had to have it. It's just absolutely beautiful. And again, I do apologize if there is a glare. I do have it on a tilt, so you should be able to see it pretty well. But look at that, 9.8 signed. Just, I'm blown away by this. So to not only get what I was promised, but to get a second comic that was at the grade that they promised me because they felt that the grading of the prize that I did win wasn't high enough, is just amazing. So KRS Comics, thank you so much for making this bearded con man freak the frick out. And sorry kids, I had to censor myself because I do know I have a younger audience. Just, this is incredible, and the fact that I own not one but two #1 exclusive variants that are signed by one of my absolute favorite comic book artists is just surreal to me. Man, I will tell you this, they're hanging proudly in my room in a special frame, because these two items right here, these to me are now some of my most prized possessions. Because, you know, just like the dad from A Christmas Story, it's a major award. I won it. Like I said, I never win anything. So to own not one, but two graded comics at such a high level that are both signed and exclusive variants by one of my absolute favorite comic book artists is just incredible to me. It's just incredible. So don't think that I'm not excited, because when I open these, I lost my mind. It's incredible, and I love them so much. So KRS Comics, thank you so much for this. You guys are amazing. If you want to do me a favor, head on over to KRS Comics' website. They have some amazing exclusive variants. They also have some really cool things you can buy that are signed. They have CGC graded comics. They actually have this bad boy signed by Todd McFarlane, Stan Lee, and Tyler Kirkham in a 9.8 CGC graded comic. Whew. If I could own that, that would be amazing. Both the creator of Venom and the creator of the entire Marvel Universe, sign me up. Seriously. So give them a shout. This is a shout out to them. Give them a look-see. Tell them the Bearded Con Man sent you. By no means am I endorsed by them. I'm just so thoroughly appreciative of how rad they are. Thank you guys so much. This is amazing. I still can't believe I won. Man. All right, guys. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of What's in the Box. Be sure to like, share, favorite, and subscribe for more content. Drop a like on this video if you enjoyed it. And then let me know in the comment section below something that you've won in the past. Let's get a conversation started. I read all the comments, and I'd love to talk to you. Until next time, remember, B.E.A.R.D. Be exceptional and rad dudes. I am the Bearded Con Man. Thank you so much for watching, guys. And thank you to KRS Comics. You guys are amazing. We'll see you next time.